Welcome, everyone. This is Pilot News, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at lasers and LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week, I'm joined by Krister.
Hello.
And Cinders.
Hello.
I knew it.
I'm here, I promise.
Okay. Someday, that'll go through perfectly. But this is not the day.
Clearly not.
Yes. Let's go and look for the news in LOTRO this week, where this week we had our first casual stroll preview for the upcoming expansion, where we had a casual stroll through Ambarl. And during this, we got to see the landscape as it's going. They're right at their very beginnings of getting things out there. So it was still a little rough around the edges, and a lot of it wasn't populated yet, but we were able to get to see that the landscape seemed to be coming along nicely. So that should be nice. And we do have a link to the video for that. And then that time, he was saying that some of the new mobs that we're going to be running into will be jackals and scorpions and snakes. And when I say snakes, I don't mean critter snakes. I mean snakes that you'll actually be facing as mobs that you'll have to face.
Snakes.
And all 5 of these areas are within Near Harad. Now, one of the things he did note that after we finish with Near Harad, which is what's coming in for this expansion, we'll be more likely going up north to Harandor, which is southern Gondor, part of Gondor that we haven't visited yet, and we'll probably be going there after we do whatever we do in Near Harad. So he's trying to tell us that, no, we are not expecting to go to Far Harad anytime in the near future, in case you were thinking about that. I think that was in the context when he was saying that we are getting a new mount, but they won't be camels, and no, not Mumaks either. Because he thinks that camels be more appropriate for Far Harad instead of Near Harad. And, yeah, all right. What was that? The sad bit about the Mumaks or for the...
Well, can we just say it's too far?
That camels might be more appropriate. I'm just, okay, fine. If we're going for appropriate.
Yeah.
And not just absolute entertainment here.
Yeah. Why not flying sand dragons?
Now, he did note that he showed us the night sky at the end in there, and we are going to have a nice view of the Milky Way from that particular area. So if you'd like to have a nice look at the Milky Way, we'll be seeing it in the next update.
Oh, if they need a third hobby idea, we could always go stargazing.
Well, the problem is, how are you going to handle stargazing?
I don't know. That would be for them to resolve. I just come up with the ideas, have nothing to do with the implementation.
Oh, boy. Yes. And he did confirm that the next housing area is most likely going to be Rivendell. They've been saying for a long time that it is going to be Elven. I think they might have given some hints that it was going to be Rivendell, but I don't know if they've ever actually came out and said before that Rivendell is expected to be the next housing area.
I wonder if we're going to be able to say one day, I remember Rivendell before all the timeshares.
Before all the timeshares. Yeah, how are you going to handle housing in Rivendell? Are they going to handle a new type of housing system, or are they going to have this housing neighborhood nestled out to one of the corners, or what?
Yeah, I would really like to understand that. It's
I guess that's for them to resolve. But anyway, they also did post a list of the next 4 episodes of Casual Stroll. There's going to be one per week to do the sneak peeks through Legacy of Morgoth. So this week on September 11th, we had Umbaru. Then next week we're going to have Kudzagin. Then the week after that would be Imhular. Then the week after that would be Urashtar. Then that finishes up the 4 major zones that they have. Then the week after that, then they will have a casual stroll through the Legacy of Morgoth instances. So we'll get to have our first look at what the instance spaces are going to look like.
Cool.
Though I'm pretty sure they're not going to tell us the content of that yet. Yeah.
I was just saying it was
You had
cool.
a question?
No, I was saying it
Oh,
was
cool. Yes. Okay. There we go. And each of those previews are going to be at 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, each Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, each of the next 4 weeks in there. And it will be on YouTube a few hours after that, where you could just watch the YouTube video afterwards if you cannot make a 2 p.m. Eastern broadcast. Also, we have a couple of events to discuss. First of all, we currently have the Treasure Bugan event, which is going to be open through September 17th and will be shutting down in the wee hours of the morning on September 18th. So you get your chance to try to catch those Treasure Bugans that are going to appear whenever you run a scalable instance. I think most of the scalable instances are going to have them. I ran into a couple of them when I was running Woe of the Willow on Friday. So, yes, they do appear.
Oh, okay. So, help me understand the premise of the Treasure Bugan. So, they clearly have stolen somebody's loot.
Right.
And then you don't find them on landscape, you find them in scalable instances.
Right.
And then do you have to chase them and battle them, or do they just appear and you have to just talk to them?
You have to find them and battle them, and I think you got about a 1-minute deadline to defeat them after they make the announcement. And sometimes they're easy to spot, and sometimes the time runs out before you can figure out where in the world they are. So that's something that you have to be mindful about.
Okay.
Because that's what happened to me is the first one, I practically stumbled on top of it and was able to quickly defeat it. And the second one, I have absolutely no idea where it was.
Okay.
Maybe it was next to Old Man Willow, and that's why I completely missed it because I wasn't quite up to Old Man Willow yet.
That's possible. Okay.
But anyway, you can help Theodore Gorse to find his stolen loot in there.
Do you get any kind of a reward for it?
You get some tokens in which you can get some cosmetic rewards. So it's not anything truly spectacular or the like in there.
You just said cosmetic rewards. So what kinds of cosmetic rewards are we talking about? Because there's no information on that page other than its availability.
Well, I looked at the rewards in there, and none of them grabbed me enough in order to actually remember.
Okay.
So
are there pets, or is it just all cosmetic?
Armor? Well, I think there was a little bit of everything in there. All different types in there. As I said, I don't remember it well enough, and unfortunately, the information they give here is rather sparse, as you mentioned.
I just had a brilliant idea, because I bet there's somebody who does have a post out. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. You mean
Fibro Jedi? Yep.
Yeah, he is. All right, well, you look up Fibro Jedi stuff, maybe, and just...
Okay, I've got it.
Oh, you've got it. Oh,
yes.
What do you find?
So, in order to preserve avoiding the sound of clicking on the show, I looked up on my phone. So...
Okay, could you translate that into English?
Yes, so I'm just going to start with the section saying who can play. So you have to be at least 20 plus, and you can take part on instances you've unlocked. To anyone who has ventured somewhat through Middle Earth, you will have encountered Boogans, a type of goblin. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find Boogans stealing treasures from instances and dungeons and relieve them of their burden. Doing so earns you coins of the Boogan, which you trade for Boogan event rewards. There are some unique rewards for the Treasure Boogan event, with the larger part being dedicated to cosmetic pets. So, you can also get Theodore Gorse's Lucky Feather, and is not classified as a reward as such.
Oh, that's because the Lucky Feather guarantees that a Boogan will appear during your run.
So, cosmetic pets, new in 2024, is the Rohan Aurochs. Get this, wee Aurochs from Theodore Gorse. He's not much good at finding treasure, but he's great with locating cute animations. From previous years, there is a formal corgi. So it is primarily black with a white chest and legs. A blood craban. A teacup goat kid. Ooh, I need one of those for my menagerie. And a golden cave claw. Outfit cosmetics. The treasures in 2024 Boogan event added the Fortunate Treasure Sack stuffed with even more stuff, crystals especially. There is a treasure-laden goat from the Buried Treasure event, precariously balanced on top of the treasure chest there. Let's see. So there's a Fortunate Boogan Treasure Sack, a Keen Boogan Treasure Sack, which has a sword sticking out of it, and then a Boogan Treasure Sack. And you can also find all the available decorations from the LOTRO Treasure Boogan event over at Deco du Milieu for housing decorations. So I just flipped over there. And I need to accept the cookies. Cookies are delicious. All right. There's a tipped bag of coins, a wine rack, midsummer vase celebratory arrangement, a platter of roast venison, a honey cake comb, a platter of sliced roast, and a sliced fruit pie.
A honey cake comb does not sound very durable to me.
So I believe, looking at the picture that they have, it is a honey cake shaped to resemble a honeycomb.
Oh, okay. I thought they were trying to come up with some honeycomb cake styling products. And although I could see maybe a gel,
So this is the description. It is a miniature honey drizzled cakes baked in a beautiful honeycomb array. So it looks kind of like cinnamon rolls, but honey.
Oh boy, those actually sound good.
Well, the picture does make them look delectable, and I'm now wondering if I could actually... Ooh, that would be fun to do. See if I could... So, like, you know how they have all the different... all the different foods that you can get in game? I think it would be fun to see if you could, like, recreate them. Like, if I could recreate them in my own kitchen.
All right, so I'm going to give you the
good.
challenge for the first one. Lembus. Good luck.
I'll have to go back and see what it looks like in the game. I'm pretty sure it just looks like a square of bread.
Yeah, but it's that might be what it looks like, but it's lemons.
Yeah? So are you volunteering to taste test?
Oh, no. I'm volunteering to watch other people taste test.
So I need to convince Sans that when I cook these things, that she needs to let me videotape her reaction.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to go for that.
To make them alluring, you have to make the most non-spider looking cakes that you possibly could.
Yeah, I won't put Spider looking anything on anything. I don't really like listening to her scream.
Boring.
It is occasionally fun, but I try to avoid it. It really unsettles the dogs.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. So that's the Treasure Boogan event that is currently active in there. As I said, it is for running scalable instances. So if you're going to do it solo, there are a few of them that have solo versions that go with them. There is a full list of the instances given. I think that Theodore Gorse gives you the full list when you talk to him, when you first take the quest in there. And I just know that Will of the Willow is in the list, and that's one of the scalable instances that I know that I can do on the solo version where it is doable by me. So that's what I was running when I was trying it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Now, after that's done, we do have another event that's upcoming, and that's the Tale of the Shipwrecked Mariners and Stowaway, the Old Man of the Shore. So that double event is returning on September 16th and is going to run through September 22nd. So, of course, shutting down early on September 23rd. So they are at the same places as last year, where you'll run into along the Brandywine.
Very cool.
Right, and of course, Tale of the Shipwrecked Mariner, where you're going to be picking up those kegs of cram and those
Pigs of cram.
why you would have cram in kegs, I have absolutely no idea.
The better to store it.
I bet you it comes out in one big old barrel-shaped cube of glistening meat block.
But why would you have it come out in the whole barrel shaped at once and not just sit there with your
This is
utensils
cram.
and just scrape it out?
Well, that's if you live in bottom of the barrel, quote unquote.
So that's how you can scrape the bottom of the barrel. Otherwise, you can't do that.
Oh boy, barrels filled with cram just doesn't. There's just not an appealing feeling to that.
Well, it does sound like they become oh and so then they put the bottles of ale into the crates. Okay.
Yeah, I usually associate barrels with ale instead of cram.
Yeah, especially with the way that you get the kegs everywhere else in Middle Earth. Yes. All of the alcoholic beverages are in kegs.
Yeah, that sounds quite typical. Oh well. Anyway, the other one is the Old Man on the Shore, which is up a little bit upshore on the Brandywine, near where all those brigands are that you face along the Brandywine when you go through Evendon. And in that case, you will get some Mariner-related cosmetics that you get in there when you go through that story. And it is a series of missions. So unlike most missions, they're only available during the time of this event. So that all opens up on September the 16th. And I think that's it for the news. So let's into our store sales. Centers, what's on sale this week?
On sale this week, for a limited time, you can get the Rakish Patrons Coffer at 35% off through September 15th. So I guess that's tomorrow. Sorry, you're out of luck if you are not listening live. You can start a new journey and get 20% off character slots, veteran status, stat packages, XP boost through September 19th, and the weekly coupon is for free universal morale potions ×5 with coupon code RALLYUP, RALLYUP, no spaces. Now through September 19th.
And there's someone who complains every time that Whenever Cordovan says the word coupon,
Oh.
because this person insists that the only way to pronounce coupon is coupon, and
Yeah, it's just like how I can't stand people saying library.
and until this person started correcting Cordovan in her, I had never heard anyone say it as coupon. I always heard a coupon, so it's like I don't know. So I don't know why he's being so pedantic about it, but it's very.
I think that might be a regional difference.
It's definitely a regional difference in there. It's just that I don't think I've ever been in any of the regions that.
Yeah,
that
I feel like I go back and forth on how I say it.
All right.
Most often landing on coupon when I'm trying to be a little bit silly.
Would you press the grape coupon?
No, that's poupon.
Let's go into our weekend gaming. Krister, what were you up to?
Well, it's a mystery to you two, I'll tell you that. Because I was denied access to the site again. So
You're supposed to tell us at the beginning of the show so we can get it to you. Okay.
But this was a very kind of crazy week, again, with work. And so I didn't get too much done. But the time I did have, unfortunately, I had developed a problem. That problem was called Space Marine 2. Although it's, from what I played, it's been a lot of fun. So that was pretty much my week. A very light week in gaming. Cinders, what did you get up to?
I also had a light week in gaming. I played a little bit of Settlement Survival on Sunday, and then I spent the rest of my time after work working on a Prince Charming costume and did not open my laptop again until today for this very show. So, I have a settlement going, and that is about it. But the Prince Charming costume...
Did you play some board games, though?
No, because I tried to get my family to play Flamecraft with me today, and everybody looked at me and said, "We don't want to play a board game." And I said, "Really?"
Really?
And they said, "Yeah." I said, "It has dragons." And they said, "We just really don't want to play a board game." So then, as we got ready to leave my parents' house, where everybody was gathered, my kid goes, "Well, aren't we going to play Flamecraft?" And I go, "Nobody wants to play with me." He goes, "I do." I was like, "I know, but now we have to leave because we got to get home." He was like, "Okay." So he and I are going to play Flamecraft at the very least tomorrow. So I should have some more to report to you guys. But I was very excited because I have a pink dragon to play. And nobody wanted to play with me. So, finally, how was your week?
All right. I'll begin with my lower level lore master who headed to Cliving, where I learned that I don't like mounted combat for some reason. I know, what a shock. Well, actually, I learned why I don't like mounted combat. That Cliving area, where it teaches you not to like mounted combat. I think that's the entirety of what the Norcross is for, right? Is to train you on how...
really make you hate it.
Yeah, let's try to make sure that you learn how to hate mounted combat. At least that's the impression I got over there. Then for Friday Night Fights, I was on my upper level lore master, where we ran several skirmishes and instances. So we ran Storm on Mythadris, then we ran Standard Almond Souls and Trouble in Tuckborough, and then we finished off with Bells of Dale. Then in Dungeons and Dragons Online, I was playing my Wild Mage, where I completed the Myth Draenor storyline, which is the latest of the expansions for DDO. And that concludes my week in gaming.
Awesome. You sound like you did more gaming than all the rest of us combined.
Well,
gaming is a life. You can't just go into it halfway. You have to go all the
way. If you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@LoTroPlayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News and we record DDO Players News when Drac is available. You guys join us for our shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight then. This is Pilot Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.